We both went to the Washington March, and for me, seeing all these people turning up to march for their rights and that a change after the recent election was really, really powerful.
Yeah, there were so many people who were so passionate about what they believe in, and it was really cool how many people showed up. And it was, yeah, it was a lot more than I thought. And it was, I thought people were so like peaceful though too. It was like a really good feeling that everyone had, and they were like just honestly not liking like what was happening, so they were really into like peace and like welcoming people, and instead of like hating what was currently happening.
The most about hearing him speak or talking to him?
That he was willing to come out and just kind of hang out with his fellow Vermonters, and it wasn't like all serious. He was hugging people, he was just being friendly, and that it was such a nice community of Vermonters that had come together, and he was there to represent, and that was really powerful.
Well, I was on the train coming to Washington. I interviewed like 7 people, and I could have gotten so much more. Almost everyone on the train was going to the Washington March. So there was so much positive energy, and because everyone was going to the same thing, and there were a couple interviews in particular that like the people got like choked up, and they were so passionate, and it really struck me how they were yelling like bad things, and so it didn't seem dangerous to me. It seemed like we were just all together and like protesting for good things, not against bad things.
So what those being?
There was like, show me what democracy looks like, or this is what democracy looks like, and then stuff like, we are the popular vote, or we are powerful women, or no hate, no fear, Donald Trump isn't welcome here.
Or love not hate makes America great, or things like that.
Yeah.
So did you both take signs?
The signs?
Your sign said.
Okay, well, my sign had 2 sides. One side said, "Girl power, just you wait." And the other side said, "Dumbledore would never have let this happen."
There was this one that stood out for me that was about women in general, and it was talking about, like, it had numbers about how like 25% of women in Africa, their first time having sex is being raped, and all this stuff that when you put numbers to it made me think it was really powerful, because you could see exactly how much it was. I don't remember the rest of the sign, but I remember that part. And
A shirt or a sign?
yeah, I had a shirt that was a Vermont state that said, little state won't stand for hate, which I wore. Me?
Yeah.
I was, it made me inspired to go back to my community and do something to make a change. And it made me feel powerful and encouraged and kind of safer and more at ease about what was going to come, because I knew that there were so many people that thought the same thing as me.
Yeah, it was pretty like
Of being there.
It made me feel empathetic, that I could be, made me see other people's situations except for mine, and it opened up my eyes to how other people are also struggling, and how I'm not struggling as much in my opinion, but that everyone's could be struggling and what it felt like for other people as well. So empathy was a big thing for me.
Yeah, I also felt grateful even though we were protesting against something. I still felt grateful, like, that we're not, like, one of those immigrants who's been waiting for years to come to this country and then now can't, or, like, yeah.
Okay.
Me and my family talked a lot about a next step and how this was an eye-opening experience and what we could do to get involved to make a change happen, because we know all these people are frustrated and angry, and so how can we transfer that passion and anger into something positive that could really help out in our community and in Vermont and the country.
Some people were glad that they, like, stood up, or, like, I know I felt like I had really done something, and so I felt good about that.
You go to?
I went to the march in Brattleboro.
Okay.
It was more of a sisters vigil because we didn't actually march anywhere.
So, just
See, but everyone was wearing something pink, and we all had our signs, and we were facing the center of the park. And then someone just started singing a song, and everyone else sort of caught on. I mean, at least the older people knew these songs from the 60s when the civil rights movement was happening. So it was interesting how we were using the songs from the civil rights movement and carrying it over to what happens today. Well, there were a lot of people I know because just like it was a lot the usual suspects. And so I didn't really end up talking with people I didn't know. It actually, if you look at, there was a website where you could sign up and 40 people said that they would come, but there were over 100 people at the gathering. That was pretty cool to see. But it was interesting. Mostly I just watched the expression on the people's faces as they began singing, like especially the older people, because they were thinking back to the civil rights movement, or it looked like it was really moving, especially for the older people.
So tell me a little bit more about the feelings.
They felt so unified singing these songs that they knew, and that really meant a lot to them. And it was amazing for them, I think, to see the younger generation catching on and growing up and learning about the troubles of the world and standing up as well and following in their footsteps. Fun, unity of spirit. I really liked that I was with a lot of people who agreed with me. I knew I wasn't alone. Donate, and it was so nice to see that I'm not the only one who cares and that everyone is going to stand up, or a lot of people are going to stand up for what they think is right. For example, I stood up for the Syrian refugees by setting out the box because I thought that was right, and that, well, I'm just interested in anything that can help people in general, really. Helping my community, helping this greater world, helping people who deserve to be helped is really my goal. So however I can engage myself in that is really what I'd like to do. I mean, this Syrian refugee crisis.
Well, it was really cool, and it was just, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life, and it was really cool seeing all those people and a lot more people than I was expecting, and I think most people were expecting. And it was just a really cool experience all around, just like planning that and then being there, and now the memories. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, I mean, I was like stand still for like 2 hours, and by the end, the people around me, we were, we had talked a lot, and we're friends, and we just got to know each other, and that's pretty cool.
So
It was just cool seeing like there are so many people with different religions, races, and ages, and yeah, so that was cool.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite, but I just like seeing the different ones that everyone had, and everyone, I mean, like everyone was pretty unique, and some people, like there was this person near us that had like made a quilt, and like, yeah, so it was cool seeing, and like it was a quote, and it was like, I'm not free till all women or I'm unfree till all women are free. I mean, it was like a really moving experience being with all these, well, not just women, but mostly women, and like knowing that all these people there like feel the same way as you do about Trump and just women's rights in general, and so that was cool. I mean, it was great seeing that, and especially like, I mean, especially because like, I mean, I saw some kids that were like a lot younger than me, and it's like that's all these people are like good role models, and it's like women are sometimes seen as like they can't, fend for themselves, and so that's kind of, this whole march was kind of like proving that wrong, and just seeing all these women in power was. And I was like really happy, but then it also made me a little sad seeing that this is what it's come to, having to have these marches like with all these people, and all these people are upset about this too, but it was overall like it was a great experience, and I was very happy that I went, and while I was there, it was great. Like everyone was like smiling and happy and having a good time, and I felt that way too.
Well, I went down to Montpelier, and I actually missed, and it was really incredible just to see all those people with beautiful signs that they had created, and just seeing them all together, kind of joining forces. It was just really lovely. Yeah, I mean, just seeing that much, there was just so much power there, and so much kind of strength in us being together, and just kind of everyone sharing their ideas and sharing what they believe in. It felt definitely really powerful to have everyone there around me, and seeing so many girls and young girls too, just kind of everyone's part of this, and we're all together, and even if our government isn't for us, we're all together, and we're all for each other. But also just kind of everyone. There were people from everywhere, all different races, all different kind of religions, and just having all those people from different places come together, it just really felt like supportive and strong. Even if it wasn't just women, just everyone was supporting each other, and everyone was kind of just, it kind of was showing all those people support everyone. And we're really, so I saw a really little girl, maybe like 5 or 6, holding up a sign that said, my gym coach, she was holding a sign that said, my gym coach said I throw like a girl, and I said if you worked a little harder you could too. And I just really liked that one. That's just one that I remember, but yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful.
I've been thinking about ways that I could help, or ways that I could just at least voice my opinion and maybe other people's, but I haven't thought of anything yet, but I'm still thinking.
Good. Any other thoughts you'd like to share?
No.
Okay.
There were a lot of people, and there were a lot more people than I expected. So it was really hard to navigate, and looking from like above, I was really surprised to see like the swarms of people, and also it was great to know that we like shut down the city for a little bit. And most of the time I was like in a really tight crowd, though there were a few times where like we either tried to get to a more open space, or there was a point where I was sitting on the rail of some stairs, and it wasn't too crowded there, but like right next to me the crowd started, so yeah.
And so,
I mean, I didn't really think about myself. I was more thinking about other people, and because yeah, there's other people that need it more, I feel like, and I guess it's not for each individual, it's more for us as a whole. I liked one that said, men of quality respect equality, and there's another one, but I can't remember what it was. So yeah, there were some powerful signs. I think it was very historical, and it was like years later, I'm sure there people are still going to be talking about this, and it's a big historical movement, so it was nice to be part of that. It felt like powerful. Keep forever and know that we can stay strong even when people are doing things that could be destructive.
perfect. Okay.
It was really cool and eye-opening. When we went, we were not expecting that many people to be at Montpelier, but once we got there, there was a lot more people, and it was amazing just to see all the people there standing together for the same cause and just working together as a community to get their voices heard. You know, about how many people were there and all standing up, and how many pink hats were there. There's a lot of pink hats.